Happy New Year, my lovely audience. I hope this new year brings lots of joy and success, and may you achieve all your desires this year. I hope you have created a list of your desires that I talked about in previous videos, and you are performing the imaginal acts to manifest that list of your desires. Let me start this new year with a topic that holds great importance in the manifestation community. If you understand it and apply it, then you become unstoppable when manifesting. Some of you might be hearing it for the first time. It is called brazen impudence. Neville Goddard gave a lecture in 1968 where he talked about brazen impudence. In a nutshell, it means taking no for an answer. It is of great importance when your current circumstances are the opposite of what you want. Let me take you deeper into it by talking about Neville Goddard's own personal success story of manifesting his specific person. When Neville was 18 years old, he married for the first time and became a father when he was 19. He separated with his first wife that year, but they were not divorced, and thus their separation was not legal. After 16 years, he fell in love with a woman, and he wanted to marry her, so he used the law of assumption. Every night before retiring to sleep, he went into SATs and slept as if he were married to the woman he fell in love with. While he was in the hotel room physically, he would sleep on the assumption that he was lying on the bed of an apartment with the women he loves. Neville's first wife was told by Neville's dancing partner about the affair, and that he would be seeking a divorce with her. His first wife was not ready for it and decided to change the state of her residence. But Neville believed in the law and persisted night after night in the assumption that he was happily married to the girl he loved. Within a week, Neville received a phone call from someone who requested that he be in court next Tuesday morning at 10. He didn't know the reason behind that call, and he thought his friend was playing some prank. So, the next Tuesday morning at 9:30, he was casually dressed when the phone rang and a lady said, "It would be to your advantage, as a public figure, to be in court this morning, as your wife is on trial." After hearing this, Neville took a taxi and arrived at the court, where his first wife was caught stealing a few items from a store in New York. In his wife's defense, Neville told the judge he is having a son with his wife, and they have been separated for the past 16 years. As far as he knows, her wife has never committed such a thing before and will not commit it in the future. It may impact the life of his son. So he asked the judge to suspend the case. The judge replied, in all of his years, he hasn't seen a person like him who can use this case to his advantage to seek a divorce from his wife. Yet he is pleading for her release. The judge then sentenced Neville's wife for 6 months and suspended the sentence. Afterwards, Neville's wife met him at the back of the room and thanked him for what he did in the courtroom and asked him to hand over the divorce paper to her so that she could sign it. She signed the subpoena, and they took the taxi together. What was the cause of her misfortune? Neville's wife lived in another state but came to New York, did an act, and was caught. But, in the end, Neville got the divorce that he was looking for. This story demonstrates two main aspects related to manifesting. The one being that although Neville had completely opposite circumstances in his physical reality, he took no for an answer and continued to persist in the state of the wish fulfilled, which was to marry the women she likes. Although his first wife disagreed with him about divorce, she later signed the document on her own. She thought it was her own idea, but circumstances became such that she was compelled to do the act and then sign the document. The second aspect that is discussed in this story is that if it takes one person or 10,000 to aid in the birth of your assumption, they will come. You will not need their consent or permission because the world is dead, and what would be the purpose of asking dead people to help you? Simply know what you want, animate the scene, and those playing their parts will begin to move towards the fulfillment of your desire. Neville didn't take her first wife's permission to marry another lady. He simply assumed the feeling of the wish being fulfilled. He simply went on feeling how he would feel once he got married to the love of his life. Every night before sleeping, he slept as if he were sleeping with his new wife in an apartment. His first wife did what was needed to aid in the birth of Neville's assumption. She thought it was her own decision. But in the end, Neville got what he wanted. Neville was brazenly impudent. If Neville can do it, then you can do it too. All you need is a persistent assumption, and you have to take no for an answer. Things will change, people will shift, you will get what you want, and your life will change. I know the majority of people are looking for ways to manifest a relationship with a specific person. If you are seeking a relationship that consists of marriage, then identify a scene that feels natural to you and that you think will happen once you get married. There are countless scenes that can happen. I suggest you choose a scene that would be natural to you. Don't ask other people. A scene in which I feel comfortable might not be the one for you. In my religion and culture, a newlywed lady wears red bangles for some time. A scene that would be natural for me would be hugging and kissing my lady while she is wearing those bangles. The bangles would signify that she is married to me. People who are from different cultures would find this scene totally unrelatable. That is why you must choose a scene that feels natural to you. Whatever your goal is, you must choose a scene that feels convenient and natural to you. Repeat this imaginal act every night as you are drifting to sleep and persist in it, and in no time, it will become a fact for you. Also, I hope you achieve whatever you want and live this year as if you are a king or queen. You make things happen and achieve every goal that you have written on your list of desires. With this, I hope you learned something wonderful. Subscribe to watch more such videos. I would meet you with another golden nugget. Happy manifesting.